If you are concerned about the electrical ocean we soak in every day and what impact this has on your own health and the health of your family, you're in the right place. Welcome to Grounding Matters, the Healthy by Choice Masterclass for tonight. My name is Heather Abbott. I'm a certified health coach. Our professor tonight is Dr. Gary Lindner. Dr. Gary is a former faculty member of UC Davis and a current adjunct professor at Chico State University. He earned his doctorate in physiology at Clemson University. Dr. Gary, ground us.
Well, thank you, Heather. And before we start, I want to thank you for the great slides you put together for tonight's presentation. I've been looking forward to this one all week. And let's kind of start with nurturing our nature. And what do we mean by that, really? So what is our nature? Our nature physiologically is to maintain balance, what we call homeostasis. And in order to do that, we really need to provide our body with the right tools to do that. We got 50 trillion cells in our body, 10 trillion of those are somatic cells. And, just for example, we replace our biggest organ, our skin, every 27 days. But we need to nurture our nature and provide our body with the right tools to be able to do that. Since 1975, Niken, the company we're representing and talking about tonight, has been using a process for us to nurture our nature that we call biomimicry. And again, they've been utilizing this principle since 1975, and this term really wasn't even before the term was coined. So what we mean by that is using science and technology to replicate nature. In other words, innovations inspired by nature. The way we do this is what we call the Niken Wellness Home. And what's more natural, let's say, than a greenhouse for humans? So we address healthy air, healthy water, quality sleep, whole food nutrition to feed our bodies, and the healthy energies of the sun, the earth, and the kinetic energy, the energy of motion, and the wind would be a good example for that. And we do this and we create this healthy environment we call the Niken Wellness Home. And one of the products that we're going to focus on tonight here is called the Kenko Ground. It's grounding, or actually reconnecting to the earth in a way that we can simply do that. So first of all, what is grounding? So grounding, also called earthing, is direct physical contact with the vast supply of electrons on the surface of the earth. This practice relies on earthing science and grounding physics to explain how electrical charges from the earth can have positive effects for our health. And this is a term that I was introduced to maybe about 10 years ago. And how this happened is I was doing a presentation down in San Diego on nurturing our nature and with the Niken Wellness Home. And then one of the gentlemen in the audience, his name was Guyton Chevalier. What a great name, Guyton Chevalier. Sounds like an actor. But anyways, he came up to me after this presentation and he said he really enjoyed it, and he loved the concept of biomimicry and using nature to inspire things that we've done with the Wellness Home, and asked if I'd like to have lunch with him the next day. And I said, sure, let's get together, have lunch. So we selected a restaurant and we got together for lunch and had a conversation. And we scheduled about an hour for the conversation. And next thing we know, they're setting up for their dinner crowd. So we were actually there for about 4 or 5 hours talking about grounding and the physics involved in that. He's basically a electrical physics doctorate. And he's also co-author of many of the scientific papers involved with grounding and earthing. And has a faculty position, I believe, at UC Irvine, or at least at the time he did. So we had a great conversation, and you get two scientists together, and we have science talk. I mean, and it just can go on and forever and ever. But anyways, he introduced me to this about 10 years ago. I really hadn't heard heard of earthing or grounding or, thought about it much, but it made perfect sense to me. I mean, it's just common sense that we really need to connect to the earth to get this supply of electrons. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. But the concept here, and one of the things that he mentioned when we were having this meeting, is that he said probably the worst invention ever made were rubber-soled shoes, because that actually insulates us. Prior to that, the soles of shoes were a lot of times made out of leather, to where we'd still connect to that earth. But when we put rubber in between the bottom of our foot and the earth, that insulated it, so we weren't grounding. So what are some of the benefits of grounding? And again, there's quite a bit of research in this area. You can take a look at this. You can Google grounding or earthing and look at some of the nice papers that have been published. But what this does is really neutralizes free radicals in our body. And these are a result of normal metabolic processes. Also can be from infection, cell damage, injuries, stress, and also from environmental toxins. Grounding has been shown in these papers to improve sleep, to people notice less discomfort, and they have less stress. And grounding also has been shown to reduce inflammation. And it is also excellent to support our immune system. So this is from one of the papers that I reviewed, and it's infrared photography. And this is basically looking at a lady who slept on a grounding pad. And this is on the left side of the screen. You can see the red inflammation for the control before she slept on the grounding pad. And all these hot areas are inflammation. And basically after 4 days, much of this has dissipated. Now, she also related that she had 80% improvement in how she felt and in her discomfort. And after a couple weeks, that continued to improve. And she noticed that she was sleeping better, sleeping deeper. She was less stiff and sore when she woke up in the morning, and she had more energy throughout the days. So I love these types of representations, because they're physical representations actually showing a reduction in the amount of heat that can be related to inflammation in those areas. So the Kenko ground is a great way to nurture our nature at home. And it serves as an indoor and portable way to reconnect with Mother Nature. So we surveyed a number of our clients and asked them what their results, or what they thought about the Kenko ground. And many said they felt more centered. They felt more balanced. They had less tension, or felt less tense, less stressed. Many of these people said they had better sleep. They had less discomfort, more energy throughout the day. And they also said that they had less illness, less flu, less colds, things along those lines. One comment I will make is what I've noticed after we invested in our Kenko ground is better sleep. Nikan has a sleep system, and I've been sleeping on that for 20 plus years. But when I added the Kenko ground, I found I had better sleep. I had more vivid dreams, and I could remember my dreams. I remember when we first got our Kenko grounds, and Heather, why don't you tell the story and about what happened with you?
Sure. Let me just start my video. So when we first got the Kenko ground, I was laying on it on the sofa, and I just had my bare shoulders on it, because you do need to have contact with bare skin. And I really wasn't thinking about it. I was running through other things that were going on throughout my day. And I've always kept this kind of tension in my shoulders, and my shoulders have always been really tight. They all of a sudden just released that tension without me even thinking about it. And it happened so quickly and so unexpectedly that it made me catch my breath. So it was a pretty interesting thing for me. And so I keep it on my desk now while I work. and it helps keep that tension while I'm working out of my shoulders.
And it was quite noticeable. I mean, I could see that tension just relax in her shoulders and her neck when she was touching the Kenko ground. So it was quite dramatic. It really was. So reconnecting with Mother Nature. The Kenko ground is anti-radiation. What we mean by that, it helps protect us from electromagnetic fields, EMFs. The product itself is antibacterial. It's anti-odor. It's very many people, and especially people that have purchased grounding pads someplace else, are remarkable what high quality the construction of our product is. It uses silver and nylon as a conductive fabric, and it has a very high amount of silver for a grounding pad, which is very conductive. It has 20% silver and it's 80% nylon. I also like the fact that it has a 10-foot cord, so I can plug it into the grounding plug, and that cord's 10 feet, so I can pretty much use it in just about any room, whatever I'm doing. So it serves as an indoor and portable way for us to reconnect with Mother Nature. And as I said, you just simply plug it into the grounded outlet in your home. So nurture your nature with the Nikken Wellness Home. And so the Kenko ground is one product we have where we can do that and reconnect to the earth. But we also have water, the water pack, the water system for healthy water at home, healthy water on the go, and healthy water to bathe in with our shower systems. We have sleep products. We have our Nikken sleep system with comforters, pillows, the mattress pad using natural energies to give you a deep sleep. We have the Kenko air purifier for healthy air. We have core nutrition, and we have nutrition products to help support our body's functions and help maintain homeostasis or our balance, and basically with whole food nutrition. And then we have a number of energy products that we can use in specific areas for less discomfort, for more energy, for more balance, and the Kenko ground is in that category. So a couple quotes here as we end. As we become strangers to nature, the best way to live longer, healthier lives is to rewild ourselves by returning to nature whenever we can. And that's from Daniel Vitalis, a naturalist, and he's a big proponent of getting out in nature. And another quote is by Richard Louv, who's an author who published, he's a journalist and an author, published a book really, which is all about nature deficit syndrome in children, basically not getting enough of nature's energies and being outside. And what he says here is that the more high-tech our lives become, the more nature we need. And I totally agree with that. So starting a Nikken Wellness Home is a decision to bring the principles of nature to yourselves and your families, your loved ones, and live in harmony with nature. We are transforming the concept of wellness one home at a time with the Nikken Wellness Home. So we invite you to be part of our global wellness community, and there's a number of ways that you can get involved with this. And for more information, please contact the person who invited you to this presentation. And with that, we're going to, I want to thank everybody